Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly watch list where we go over all of our levels, what we're looking at going into Monday as well as the rest of the week roughly, along with ES and Q, the market sentiment, bias, divergence as well, as well as the earnings and news going into the week. Starting off with earnings as per usual here. Nothing really super significant other than Netflix here on Tuesday close. Aside from that, there's really anything else to make note of with regards to what we do specifically. Going into news this week, aside from the inauguration on Monday, honestly, this week is not going to be too crazy news wise. Going into Monday, we're going to be looking at all day. Obviously, we have the inauguration. Market's going to be closed. There's not going to be anything open. Obviously, market's closed here. It's a 3-day weekend, so nothing to be aware of. Tuesday, we do have nothing actually. I thought we had something on Tuesday. My bad. So Tuesday is going to be an empty news day. Wednesday, we're going to have one piece of news at 10 a.m. It's going to be CB leading index, MM. Thursday is going to be 10:30 a.m. USD natural gas shortage, 11 a.m. crude oil inventories. Friday is going to be no news as well, actually. 9:45 a.m. Sorry. USD flash manufacturing PMI, flash versus PMI, and then 10 a.m. existing home sales, revised view on consumer sentiment, and then inflation expectations as well. So going over the market, looking at this week, again, this is going to be a 3-day weekend, so things may change coming into Monday. However, what I am looking at is the upside sentiment here that we're in formation of. Some of the key levels here I'm looking at is going to be 21,670, 75, 21,700. And then I kind of have some more further levels at 21,812, 21,850, and then 21,908. Those are going to be your main levels right there on NQ. ES, it's going to be following a very similar sentiment here. Go back down to the 1 hour here. You can see my levels very clearly. You can see I don't have a whole lot of crazy level notability here. We do have 6,016 on the downside area, 6,033 for a level of resistance, 6,051.50, 6,068.25, and we actually have just recently formed a pretty decent little 1 hour channel uptrend formation here. So, like I said, further confirmation as well as this 4-hour downtrend crack and hold above here for further confirmation of bias to the upside for the markets for the long term here, as well as this week's sentiment basically is going to be upside, is what we're kind of seeing. Going to the actual watch list, I have 4 setups here, or actually, sorry, only 3. One of them is going to be a side watch, 2 of which actually are side watches. So we have 3 main, 2 sides. Main one's going to be MSTR and Tesla this week. So going into MSTR, I really like this kind of flat top structure here going into the 400 level with the lack of kind of major amount of price action here. We've been out of this area for a while now, for about a week-ish, 2 weeks coming back into this. I mean, this stock is relatively new, obviously being off the crypto basis and so forth, with its kind of relevance and implementation into our watch list. However, I do like this 400 level here, like I was saying, just kind of the structured basis of it. It does look pretty clean. As far as I can tell, again, this is a hyper volatile stock. This is basically what we call the new SMCI because of its volatility rating and its high risk factor. But it's large potential payout profits if you manage size accordingly. You can really manage your risk here, right, and hedge it accordingly. You're going to have a nice little play pan out, especially, like I said, it's all based on sizing and risk management. This company that's like the number one factor, okay? And scalping this, not holding. Holding is going to really smoke you in a lot of the setups here. From what I found in the last 3 weeks of us really starting to take this more often, once a week, twice a week-ish. Second setup's going to be, of course, like I said, Tesla. I like the Tesla range we're in here. It's pretty, it's not too heavily used. It's actually a pretty valid range. We're coming into the kind of higher breakpoint again, getting higher back to where we had that rally. Again, we did have a pretty notable sell-off near the open of Friday. However, I do see obviously the sentiment of the market coming and broaching the 440 level. Personally, 435 is going to be a hard level for me to take here, but it wasn't. We cracked straight through. We had a nice break, but I don't know. For me to take the 435 level is going to be a lot to ask for sure because of that already happening Friday and it being so recent. So for me personally, I mean, without the right sentiment, with the company having the correct amount of level of divergence and volume there, 435 is just really asking for a stop out. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of asking for a poor range trade. And I'm not really looking to take a trade in a really poor price range here that's already been tested. Just not something I'm looking for. You can see the spike here at that area as well in the volume profile. So just kind of an area of more likelihood rejection versus the 440 level. It's a much lower range and area of price action. We have much more room here, as you can see on the volume profile as well. to go. So you can see here, probably our next target would be like 447.29. Lots of room on this, right? So not a bad setup there at 440. This is one of my main watches. I'm gonna give this like an A minus. I give MSTR probably about a B plus, A minus. But yeah, I really like Tesla here at this given setup. At 440, maybe even an A plus, depending on the way we approach. This is gonna be a top level setup. I really do like this. Going into the last two, these are gonna be minor, like more or less higher qualities. Or sorry, no, just the last one here, and then I'll have the two side watches. It's gonna be Apple's my last watch here, and I like this here kind of this flat bottom. It's not really even a flat bottom. If anything, it's just kind of a rejection. It's kind of structuring into like more of a bear flag development here, if anything. To be completely honest, it's more of a bear flag, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of this as a main. This is kind of almost into the side territory because of it being Apple. It is a great setup, but it's on Apple, right? So for me personally, I'm probably going to be going in with this just with half size, given that it is Apple. And I'm going to be strictly waiting for the 227.70 level here, okay? 227.70, I'm going to look for this as a scalp more than likely. Entry on this is going to have to really based off of divergence. More than anything, I always use Apple's divergence to really kind of identify a setup like AMD-ish. Maybe 228 as the level. And then be looking at like 227.70 as the break to scale out half, and then hold the last half to the 50-cent mark, something like that. Nothing crazy on this. Maybe 227 as a final target for the last half, but just kind of have to gauge it smart, gauge it wise based off the sentiment of the market, the conditions that we're getting at that given moment. It's really just going to be a significant factor to how I decide to play this. Is the actual market conditions and price structure that we get in a given situation when we get it. Looking at my two side watches, since this is such a quick video, really, I haven't got a whole lot of setups. It's going to be Coin and then DJT. Coin, I do like it at the 300 level. It is a little bit of a higher Tesla level. We got some chop here. However, it's been quite some time now, 2 weeks, since we've even been in this area. And we have a very similar setup here at Tesla. Just not as clean of a range, and it's Coin, so that's why I have it as a side. It's Coin, and it's not as clean of a range as like Tesla we have. So I'm just going to be giving this a more like a C plus setup. And yeah, I mean, upside on Coin, we'll just kind of have to see how it goes with relation to BTC at the time as well, and kind of see how it moves. But I want to see divergence of this as well with relevance to Bitcoin. I want to see if BTC is kind of going flat and consolidated that day. I want to see divergent strength with Coin, especially. Divergence is going to be a huge factor for Coin as well. And then DJT is going to be my last, and this is going to be my last watch and my final side watch. It's going to be here at the 43 level, 44 level ish. I like the flat top structure here at 43.31. That's probably really going to be the main level I'm looking at, 43.31 into 44 as my target, potentially even holding all the way to 45, given that's a core key psychological level, that whole number basis. And also Trump's inauguration, I can really see this going pretty high, coming off the news here with that meme coin Tuesday. I really think this is going to be a pretty crazy pop, pretty big move. I might even look to even swing this, but I don't know, man. I'm about to swing on this kind of company, with this kind of company being what it is. We're just gonna have to see. You know what I mean? We're just gonna have to see. That's all I have to say about it. So, but it is a good little side watch that may even turn into a main, depending on the type of strength we get that morning. I will definitely look to, really watch this coming into Tuesday morning. Keep a serious eye out for this, guys. Just have this up on your charts. I think it's gonna be something that's really understated and not really accounted for by a lot of people. But that's gonna be the whole setup this week. Again, just to reiterate, we have main watches at MSTR 400, Tesla 440. 435 potentiality, but a very high likelihood I'm going to skip to that at that area. But then we have our third main watch is going to be Apple at 227.70 cents. Looking to maybe take this around 228 before the break of that with the right setup. And then we have our two sides are going to be DJT at 44, which really was the 43.30 level, and then Coin at 300. Okay, so that's going to be everything for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's a little short, but I think it was really well coordinated. I think I got everything across here that I wanted to. Going for Tuesday morning, how we're going to get set up this week. It's a short week, 4-day week, so potentially you should consider sizing down for sure. I would not suggest really going. This is not a week to be really aggressive. I think it's going to be a more defensive week and just really identifying those core setups like, we get a DJT divergent play or MSTR play or Tesla. Really isolate to your big winners that we usually get, right? And just be really smart and hyper selective. And that's what's going to maintain your profitability and your consistency overall consecutively in a long period of time. And make you isolate that edge of yours and make you better than the others. All right, guys. So appreciate the watch this week. just shoot a comment, like, subscribe as always, and DM me for any one-on-ones. I do my mentorship for $250 a month, and my one-on-ones for $80 an hour. If you guys want any really extreme, intense, serious, in-depth journaling breakdown and recording playback and UI configuration to be the best effective trader you can and develop that edge into being a really sharp piece of really sharp knife, then hit me up, DM me on Instagram, or comment here, and I'll get back to you guys. All right, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great week. Let's kill it. As always, be smart. Peace.